Skipidi 71, tocmai ce s-a dat, așa că salutare fraților și bine v-am găsit la o nouă reacție Skipidi, după cum putem vedea aici. Nu este nimeni altul decât G-Man care se întoarce și arată destul de puternic. Chiar sunt curios ce se întâmplă în episodul de astăzi. Chiar a apărut destul de repede episodul 71, dacă mă întrebați pe mine. Are 2 minute 23, e mai scurt decât episodul 70, care era de 6 minute, deci, da. Și dacă vă place acest episod, nu uitați să dați un like, subscribe, pentru că vă ajută extrem de mult. Să ne strângem și noi 2000 de abonați pe acest canal. Și o mare parte dintre voi care urmăriți clipurile nu sunteți abonați, deci ar trebui să vă abonați pentru că pierdeți foarte multe lucruri. Și nu uitați că în descriere aveți serverul meu de Discord, unde mai vorbim, vă mai anunț când postez episoade. Deci nu uitați să verificați linkul din descriere. Și acum, hai să vedem ce se întâmplă. Îi dăm drumul. Dăm puțin să nu mai încet. Așa. Ia. Mamă, fulgeră peste tot. Uite, acolo vedeam în baza unde era ăia. Acolo s-a pierdut conexiunea. Ia să vedem ce se mai întâmplă pe afară. Că am tot văzut în bunkerul ăla. Deci sunt titanii noștri forța aici. Uite, ăla și-a spart televizorul. Ia să vedem. Pa, prețul o clipă nu s-a mai auzit fietul, mamă. Aoleu! Mamă, săracul care mi-a picat racheta fix în cap. Ia. Uite, vin astea de transport, ăștia care sunt răniți. Uite, îi repară pe ea. Uite, elicopterul ăla de care trage. Ăla e cu arma. Opa, aia e o bombă pe stânga aia. Aoleu, ce se întâmplă? Mamă, cât de insenie. Ia. La unele faze nu se mai aude sunetul, nu știu de ce. Că nu e de la mine asta. Așa e de la episod. Ia uite, mă. De când nu l-am mai văzut noi pe G-Man? Mamă, i-a distrus cu tot, ești de bun? Aoleu, mamă. Face ravage, ăsta e pe bun. O, săraci cameramani. Mamă. Ce mai faci tu, G-Man, acum? Uite câte lasere are. Asta nu e bine deloc. Ma. Asta e de rău. Deci chiar e de rău. E și toaleta Astro. Mă, dar oare lucrează cu G-Man? Mamă, și aici s-a terminat. Ok, chiar sunt curios dacă toaleta Astro lucrează cu G-Man. Ok, fraților, suntem acum la episodul cu secrete și teorii și uitați ce titlu. G-Man betray scientist toilet, adică se referă că G-Man l-a trădat pe scientist. Nu știu mai exact la ce se referă asta. Se referă din... nu știu la ce episod. Atunci când a apărut Titan TV la gravat pentru prima dată și ăla a fugit. La asta se văd că l-a abandonat. Sau nu știu care e faza, dar hai să vedem.
After almost waiting for 2 weeks, Boom finally decided to post episode 71 of Skipidi Toilet, and it was crazy. It wasn't as long as the last couple episodes, but if you guys didn't know, Boom said that he'd be uploading a lot more frequently, and this probably is the start of that. And we most likely should be expecting episodes around 2 minutes or so. But alongside this, even though I thought this would be a more chill episode after the death of Plunger Cameraman and Dark Speaker, we actually got the opposite, where everyone literally dies. And the way Buzzsaw Mutant Toilet walked after killing the Alliance troops, holy moly blood was on a Riz streak, but we'll get to that later in the video. This episode also gave some more information about the Astro Toilets, which we'll talk about later in the video. But there is one thing we don't know yet. if you have watched episode 60, you'd know that the Astro Toilets tried to kill G-Man Toilet.
Exact, dar asta mă gândesc și eu, că în episodul 60 astea Astro au încercat să-l omoare, dar știm cu toții că la episodul 60 ăla de fapt nu era G-Man real, era un fake. Știu că toate Astro vreau să omoare clonele lui G-Man, dar nu știu dacă vor să-l omoare gen pe realul. Asta e chestia.
The scientist toilet stepped in.
Da,
And
și
later
a
we
venit
learned
ăsta
that
scientistul
it
și
was actually
i-a
an
oprit pe
imposter
aia,
G-Man toilet.
ca să nu-l omoare
This
pe
begs the
G-Man
question of which
impostor.
side G-Man is on this battle, because even though it seems like Astro Toilets are after G-Man Toilet, we don't really know if they are after him or want to be with him. We'll talk about
Exact,
this
nu știm dacă iese în echipă cu el sau este contra lui, deci asta nu putem ști.
later in the episode, but before we get to all this, make sure to like this video and subscribe to pay your respects to all the fallen
Asta
troops
se
in the
face și voi,
battlefield.
frate, un like și un
Anyways, here
subscribe
we go.
acolo.
Today's episode actually starts with something important. We see one of
Da,
the
episodul începe cu ceva important și putem vedea cameramanul ăsta care se uită pe asta, în care registra plângă cameraman.
cameraman watching the plunger cameraman
Exact.
POV from his tablet, but there is
Da,
something
din
weird with his
tabletă.
tablet, and it's that he doesn't have a serial number on his tablet. It probably doesn't matter, but it was funny because the way this cameraman dies later in the episode, blood
Da,
really
eu văd că cameramanul ăla a murit în episodul anterior.
was a side character for the side characters. We also learned that the timeline of this episode from what he is watching on the tablet, and it is actually happening at the same time as episode 70 part 3, right before the bunker duo entered the room with the scientist toilet. It also shows us what happens when secret agent or his goons interfere with the cameraman POVs. And as you can clearly
Ba, dar
see
ce
here,
s-a întâmplat
once the
cu
transmission gets
ăia?
cut off,
Da.
the POV tablets get an error saying connection lost.
Da, cred că când la asta îi dădea connection-ul ăsta, cameramanul ăsta care se uita, în același timp îi dădea ăluia care filma, că știți că apărea în colț dreapta connection error, când era agenții secreți în apropiere sau chiar creatorul gen.
This confirms that no one saw anything about the secret agent ever, and literally no one in the Alliance that's been watching from the monitors know the truth behind Plunger Cameraman's death. After this, we actually look up and see one of upgraded Titan TV Man's monitors, which actually does
So
get
uita la
nuked literally seconds later by a rocket
upgradat.
launcher toilet, breaking the screen.
Mamă,
And with
și
this, we learn
toaleta aia i-a dat racheta la acel monitor. Deci de-aia era spart, că nu înțelegeam eu de ce era spart. Deci de-aia era. Deci, practic, ce vedem noi aici este înainte să moară Plunger cameraman. Deci asta e cu câteva minute înainte să moară ăia doi. Gen, acum noi vedem din afară. Nu vedem din bunker, practic.
why his shoulder monitor was broken at the end of episode 70
Da,
part 3.
exact.
But people also
Că
mentioned
putem
that
să
Titan
vedem la umărul tău care ecranul ăla spart și nu puteam înțelege de ce. Acum are
cameraman's
sens.
protective lens was bent, but from what I remember, we never saw when that happened. After upgraded Titan TV Man puts his shoulder TV back with his hands, which means
și-a
that the
pus
jetpacks of the
tezorul
monitors
înapoi.
are broken. He actually
Bă,
says
mai
something
are două.
crazy.
E bine că mai
Because
are
his
două
shoulder
totuși.
monitor is broken, he literally drops an F-bomb and says, "You're so fucking dead," in reverse. Here you go.
M-a înjurat ăsta.
Listen to it yourself.
Ia. Iar a înjurat menește bun.
After this,
Oh my
the
God.
POV cameraman once again looks to the right side, and this time, instead of the rocket launcher toilet,
Mamă.
two more
Deci ăsta ti dau camera să uită în dreapta și vede două de-astea rocket launcher-e. Asta e destul de
huge
rău.
rocket launcher weapons come out of nowhere
foarte
and
mari.
start nuking the Titans. But because they didn't want to get nuked, Titan TV Man deflected the nukes with one swing, causing one of the nukes to fall on top
Da, deci cea că
of this
se apre
poor
de
cameraman
rachetele
without a
astea.
serial number. Did you really have to do
Dar
that to
rochete
this
se
poor
reflectează,
soul,
uite, spre
Dafu?
cameramanul ăsta
Really, bro?
săracul de el.
Don't worry, poor cameraman. We'll never forget you. You
Da,
really didn't have
s-a-
any purpose in
Încercând Titan TV să reflecte rachetele în altă parte, l-a reflectat direct la cameramanul ăsta de aici, săracul.
In this universe. Make sure to subscribe and like if you want this poor cameraman to have an epic
Da, un
comeback.
like și un subscribe pentru săracul cameraman. Bă, îți dai seama ce ghinion să aibă și el? Mamă. Deci toate să fie reflectată o rachetă și fi spre tine să vină. Mamă. Cu un asemenea ghinion.
After the cameraman gets destroyed, the POV changes to a different cameraman watching it from his own tablet.
Deci, după ce cameramanul ăsta a fost distrus, perspectiva s-a schimbat de la alt cameraman care iar se uita pe o tabletă. Deci e perspectivă din perspectivă, practic.
Once again, we see another tablet without a serial number, and we can probably safely say that Boom might be removing the numbers. After he puts down the tablet and looks to the sky, and we see a huge explosion happening, which I assume is where the Titans are fighting. And this actually shows us how big of an operation this raid was. The Alliance literally sent out agents to every corner of this base.
Alianța a trimis niște agenți
I don't think anyone was expecting what was going to happen here in a minute. First, we see some cameraman helicopters arriving at the scene while a bozo speakerman...
Ăștia cameramanii cu elicoptere au aterizat aici ca să...
...and is dancing without a care in the world. And he actually has some grit, but sadly, this will be his last dance. While the POV cameraman is looking around first, we see one of the upgraded normal cameramans with full gear and the laser gun we saw in the leaks earlier. And if we look behind, we can see that the agents already cleared this place up because there are many dead toilet bodies around the place. It also looks like medic cameramen are trying to fix the fallen agents. We also see a group of cameramen talking about something in the back. And it looks like the one large cameraman and
ăștia medici aici care îi ajută pe ăștia, uiteți acolo în dreapta, pe ăla încearcă să-l repare.
the two normal cameramen have been here for a long time, because if you look carefully, you'll see that they don't have the new upgrades, but instead are still normal. They are probably explaining what happened at this place before the reinforcements arrived. After this, a camera helicopter that's been mostly destroyed comes down, and we can see a medic cameraman running to help them. And this is where the episode really starts, because the second we turn to our left, we see the cameraman from the leak 2 days ago. But this place looks hella weird because we can see the numpad on the wall. But I thought that it'd be a wall.
Da, e o bombă acolo pe peretele la stânga aia, ce-o fi ea.
Instead, the whole ground is a huge door. They really tried making a secret entrance that's this obvious. The cameraman that's on this place is not dumb either, and he points downwards to try and explain what this place is, and the second he does that, the ground starts shaking. After that, it literally starts opening up, making the cameraman fly upwards back on the road, and a Skipidi helicopter comes out of this place with a container under them.
Încerca așa să explice că acolo e o ușă, gen ușa asta mare care s-a deschis și a ieșit G-Man din ea. Mamă! Și probabil aia nu era chiar o bombă, era un acces în care baci un cod gen ca să deschidă ușa. Cred că aia era mai exact.
Even though this didn't seem like the main mystery of the episode, I think it is because whatever they are carrying there is more important than G-Man toilet coming out, and the container material is strong enough to hold against all the Alliance.
Deci sunt două toalete pus pe care cară un container de ăsta.
Alliance's attacks. I really don't know what they might be hiding and trying to save. What do you guys think is inside this container? After this helicopter leaves, the POV cameraman looks at our own helicopters, and it looked like they were questioning if they should go after it, but suddenly everything started shaking again, which made them look back at the hole, and a presence we have not seen for a while suddenly came out of nowhere. Literally within seconds of Jimmy the Toilet coming out of his hiding spot, he turned the whole battlefield into a...
Câte lasere are? Ia să vedem câte lasere. Deci are două sus, are trei cu care a început să tragă, mai are două jos, deci în total are 7 lasere. Are 7 lasere, plus că mai are și lasere din ochi. Deci în total 9 lasere. Voi vie să crezi câte lasere are G-Man?
Apocalypse and killed everyone. Somehow the POV cameraman was able to hold off against the first laser blast. And I'm not gonna lie, he looked so calm and serious right before he used his lasers, even though his whole base is under attack. And he probably knows that the scientist's toilet is about to die, but instead of helping him, he's...
Deci a atacat baza scientistului. De-aia zice în trim că Gmail a trădat pe scientist.
Is escaping? I'm gonna be honest. This is hella weird if you think about it. There is a very likely chance that G-Man Toilet actually didn't like the scientist toilet and how he was handling stuff. Because it really did look like this was what he wanted. And this is why I'm kind of confused about the Astro Toilet stuff. Maybe the original G-Man Toilet never wanted Scientist Toilet to make clones of himself. Maybe that's why he abandoned Scientist Toilet here. And before, in episode 67, this might be reaching. But maybe he was the one that ordered the Astro Toilets to kill his clones. Because to our knowledge, it wasn't him in episode 60 who the Astro Toilets tried to kill. And we also saw one of the Astro Toilets hiding in the background in episode 68, part 1.
Da, știm că era ascunse în background aici, acolo jos. Nu se vede descris, dar e acolo jos. Acolo unde e lumina aia roșie, e o Astro
We'll talk more
toaletă.
about this at the end of the episode when we are talking about the Astro Toilet scene, but it really is an interesting mystery. After the POV cameraman gets shot, he somehow survives the blast last second.
Da, deci ăsta în perspectiva cameramanului care a fost lovit cu lasere, nu știu cum, dar a reușit să supraviețuiască. Bă, respect.
Actually sees all the helicopters getting gunned down while his camera is glitching. But when he looks to his left, he sees two things.
Dar e bine totuși
First
că e în
one is
viață.
the DJ toilet on the back, looking very scared
DJ Toilet?
with his glasses broken.
Mamă, deci nu pot să cred, avem pe DJ Toilet. Mamă, deci încă trăiește, dar nu mai are upgrade-urile pe el. Și are ochelarii sparți.
What comes after this is the Rizsaw mutant toilet. Blood came in so confident and cool, even G-Man Toilet was impressed. We need to keep him away from TV Woman because I'm scared that his Rizzler moves will work on her. The Buzzsaw mutant toilet comes in while sawing a medic cameraman without no mercy and actually uses his new hand laser to kill one of the remaining cameramen.
Noua lui în mână cu fierăstrău ca să omoare cameramanii ăia, gen scientiști.
But that's not it, because he really has been heavily upgraded. He not just has a new laser gun, he also has 2 katanas on his back now, making him the ultimate mutant toilet. We already saw some other mutant toilets inside the base that looked like trials. It does seem like the Rizsaw mutant is here to stay. After this, he looks at G-Man Toilet, and G-Man Toilet literally gets rizzed up. Just look at what he does with his eyebrows. Blood really cheated on Scientist Toilet with the Buzzsaw mutant toilet. He even looks at his ass when Buzzsaw mutant toilet starts flying away. Before we start talking about what happened after this, I need to talk about the other toilets that escaped from the hatch. If you look carefully on the right side, we can see the Laser Scientist Toilet from episode 68 escaping the base alongside G-Man Toilet. And this does make sense, because it does seem like he might become an important figure later on in the series, because he actually was in the poster with the secret agent in episode 69, part 2. Alongside him, we can see the mechanic toilets that were responsible for making the toxic bomber toilets in episode 68.
Au responsabilitatea de a face niște bombe toxice.
Part 2 also escape. But the real question is, DJ
Care erau
Toilet,
și în
I
episodul
think he
68.
really is the last toilet that can literally float. Because if you look carefully, he doesn't have jetpacks or anything, and he literally is just flying.
DJ-ul a scăpat, vedeți, nu mai are nimic, pe el e terminat. Că l-a distrus acea Astro toaletă.
Like the OG toilets. I'm calling this now. He'll come back in like 20 episodes with crazy upgrades and he'll get destroyed again. After all these toilets leave, G-Man Toilet finally notices the POV cameraman still being alive and uses his lasers to attack us
Ăsta, perspectiva cameramanului care încă este viață, se uită la
directly once more, but somehow this cameraman survives this attack once more, at least until he gets
care a fost supraviețuit a fost din nou atacat, ars.
I don't know who this cameraman was, but he was crazy. Blood was more durable than the Titans. And the second craziest mystery of the episode happened right after G-Man Toilet left the
Ce s-a
scene.
întâmplat înainte cu
Suddenly, one of the
G-Man?
Astro Toilets came into the scene and
Dacă
looked around to see what
Astro a
was going
venit în
on.
scenă.
Him coming here this early actually showed...
Bă, aici chiar e o confuzie extrem de mare. Oare au început să se bată între ei? Sau lucrează împreună? Deci asta chiar nu
the
știu.
alliance that the Astro Toilets are following G-Man Toilet.
Da, văd că
I'll
îl
talk more about my
urmează.
Astro Toilet and G-Man theories later, but if you guys have seen my Roblox game and enjoy it, we
Aici
have
e
a Skipidi
joculețul lui de
multiverse
pe Roblox, dar cam asta e, bă, deci chiar nu știu ce să zic. De ce crezi, fraților? Că Astro Toilet lucrează cu G-Man sau încearcă să-l distrugă? Deci să scrieți și voi în comentarii părerea voastră și da, cam asta a fost episodul. Eu am fost Valentin Beție, sper că ați lăsat și voi pe butonașul de like și noi ne vom vedea data viitoare. Pa, pa!